Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at some more Hasbro classified series figures. Today is going to be a 2-in-1 review because we're going to be having a review of our great friend Dusty. Now, of course, we have the regular Dusty that came out in 2022, and I believe this Dusty in the Tiger Force version came out in 2023. Now let's have a look a bit of some history about these figures. Let's also have a closer look at these figures, my thoughts about these figures, and do they have a collectible value. So we are going to be talking about these figures here. So the suggested retail price, like always, is €24.99 and €29.99 if you purchase them from Hasbro Pulse Europe. So as you can see, number 49 in the line, of course, the perfect box due to the fact that it's a blister. You can see clearly what you get in it, so you know straight away if there's any missing part. So this was still in the line of when they didn't really know or were trying to do something new with G.I. Joe, with Nerf guns for these guys. So it was not maybe the best period. So of course the Tiger Force box is a standard horrible box from later on with no blister card on it. Of course you can see the only part I find is interesting on this one. If you would do a mix of these two boxes, it would be perfect. As you can see, you have some details. This one is of course number 65 in the G.I. Joe Classified series. Now let's dive into the history of these guys. So the original Dusty came out in 1985, and the Tiger Force version of it came out in 1988. So these are the two from my Mint in Box collection. As you can see, the graphic on the box is exactly the same. They decided to paint it a bit differently. I must say, when this figure came out in the early 80s, I really liked this figure. I mean, he was really cool. I mean, look at the gear, look at the idea of all the different camo, the little net for his helmet. I mean, this figure was one of my favorites. I was not a fan of the weapon. I find it very strange that an American would be running around with a French weapon. So yeah, that's really strange. And of course, for the version they did in Tiger Force, he didn't get any face paint, even if he does have some on the box. It was a funny choice, but that's what they wanted to go with. Of course, we have the file cards, who I hope will be coming back soon. So let's have a look at the figures and what we get in these two boxes. So of course we get the two figures. We have the two Dusties. We get a helmet with some goggles that come off. We have a backpack, a second pair of goggles. We have, of course, the FAMAS with the removable clip. And we have a small dagger. Of course, for the regular one, we do have exactly the same gear in a bit of a different color. So we're going to be having a closer look at all of this. Let me put this all down. So as you can see, there's some pretty good detail on this figure. Sorry, let me zoom in. You can see his name, Tadur, G.I. Joe, the US flag. I find it a bit of a shame that you don't have any logos like the original ones had, with the little drawing about it. As you can see, the arm is moved a bit here. And let's gear this guy up, or before, let's give you an example of what you can do. So of course you have the two different goggles, because of course when you put the helmet on, it does not permit you to do this. So if you want to have, let's say, a helmet with not the goggles but the guy wearing the goggles, so as you can see, gives it a bit of a weird look. I know this is not the right helmet. And if you want to do this over here, you can gear him up, put this on, and should have him like this. And it looks pretty neat, but we're going to be removing this. I'm going to be gearing this one up, and I will be gearing the other one when I'm going to give my final thoughts about these two figures. So as you see, pretty simple. Clips the stuff in, and the rifle fits pretty neatly in his arms. And here we do. Here we have it. Here is our Dusty fully geared up, ready to go to combat. Now, I'm thinking about this figure, and if I'm going to have to be honest about it, I'm not going to be very generous with the notes about these figures, because I really think this is the perfect example of, oh, let's make a modern version of this figure. Let's give him some extra paste face and that he didn't have, the original one had. Let's give him some other stuff. The helmet is also very made out of a very not very, doesn't give this kind of vibe of solid way of doing it, but this is so supple that it doesn't really hold in place. So that's something who's a bit of a disappointment. And I mean, I find that I can't understand why, if we are in 2020, why is it that these guys don't have extra weapons? I mean, okay, you get a knife, who is not with the original figure, but where is this secondary weapon? Where's this pistol? Where are there some other stuff that you could give to this figure that will make him out? Now, I'm going to give you an example of a modernized figure that was done by Sideshow. Of course, this is 12-inch. Of course, as you can see, this is the Dusty from Sideshow. Of course, they got some backflap. But, I mean, look, the guy's got a pistol. He's got a knife. He's got some ammo pouches. Of course, this is easier to do in tissue compared to the one that came out. Of course, I did customize him and add some extra equipment. But, I mean, come on. Those guys are supposed to be tier 1 operators, and you're not giving them pistols. So, for me, this is the reason why I'm going to be giving a low note for them. I would give 6 out of 10 for Dusty, because he looks not too bad. And I would be giving 5 out of 10. Not much impressed by this one. Feels a bit like of a cheap repaint and not much effort put into it. So that's why I would give this one a lower note. Now let's talk about the collectible value of it. Now Dusty can be still found in Europe on the outlet of Hasbro Pulse. These figures didn't really work. And again, with Target, it's a bit special. A lot of these things went on clearance. This line here was pretty popular when it came out, because Zavana came out at the same time. There was the Crimson Guard who came out. So this line pretty well sold, not so bad. But you have to also remember that for now, we did not get the retro line. So we're going to be getting definitely a retro line version of Dusty. So I would not try to, except if you really need it. If you can put some patience behind, you can wait for the retro line to come out. Afterwards, this one will have a bit more value. This one you can pick up if you want to build up your Tiger Force. If you're a fan of Tiger Force, it's worth it. And on top of it, you save 10 euros, I think, or even 13 euros on it. So go and pick it up if you did not have it. And so you won't miss out. I mean, Tiger Force is pretty complete. As you can see, they did a lot of stuff. So pick it up while it's still on clearance. I guess Target will still have some in the US, or the other websites will have some. So pick it up and go and have a look on that if you can find it for cheaper. So that's going to be it for my review of the G.I. Joe Classified Series Dusty. If you like the review, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you want me to do any kind of special videos, please let me know in the comment section. I will highly appreciate it. I will answer them. If you want to also check out my Facebook page and my Instagram page, I like to take pictures of these figures outside. So go and check out what I did. There's some really great pictures of Dusty. Tiger Force, I didn't do this much of this guy here, but you can go and enjoy the figures, the pictures I did of Dusty Tiger Force. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video.